Hey, you are welcome to Rabbit Palace and more, where we discuss rabbitry. Today we are looking at feed formulation. Feeding is very necessary when it comes to livestock production, especially rabbitry. So feeding is very good, especially when you look at the nutritional composition. It's very necessary for healthy growth of your rabbits. So today we are looking at feed formulation. So what you are seeing on your screen is wheat bran. So the nutrients that are in wheat bran is we have protein, 14 to 19% of protein, 4 to 7% of minerals, 0.2% of calcium, and 1.3% of phosphorus contained in wheat bran. So it's one of the ingredients that you will add when making your feed formulation or when making your feed for your rabbits. That's what you are currently seeing on your screen. It's very necessary, very necessary, very necessary for your rabbits. The next one you are seeing is pawpaw or papaya leaves. This is the powder, pawpaw powder or papaya powder, and it contains vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin K. It also contains an antioxidant, which is very good for the cells of the rabbit. It also has minerals such as phosphorus, iron, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. So it's very good. It's added to the feed for medicational purposes. So the next one you are seeing is dry fish powder or Kita schoolboys powder or dry fingerlings powder. It contains protein. So this is the one that does the magic when it comes to protein in the feed formulation. It contains 50 to 70% of protein, 8% of fat, and it also contains minerals such as calcium, potassium, sodium, and phosphorus. It is very good. It's very good, especially when it comes to protein. Protein is very good for the development of your rabbits. So that is what you are currently seeing on your screen, and you ensure that it is put in a powdered form. So the next one you are seeing here is combination of granite or peanut and millet. So let's look at it quickly. Millet contains 7 to 12% of protein, 65 to 75% of carbohydrate, and 15 to 20% of fiber. And granite 2 or cowpea contains carbohydrate, protein, fat and oil, and vitamin C. So that's the mixture you are seeing there like that. Many people don't add granite to their feed formulation, especially for rabbits, but it's sometimes necessary because but ensure that you don't put much quantity, because you know fat and oil is in peanut or granite. So you just put just a little. So the next one you are also seeing is the combination of maize and soya beans. That's one of our major composition in this feed formulation. So the maize contains carbohydrate 70 to 87%, protein 6 to 18%, fat and oil 6%, and then the soya beans contain protein 36%, carbohydrate 30%, and fat 20%. That's the mixture you are seeing like that. It is very good for this feed formulation. You can't do this without, especially the soya beans, because we are looking at the protein content. We want the protein content in this feed formulation to be high. So there are also others too may go by the pellets. But when you mix it like this, if you have the pellet machine, you can turn it to the pellets. But if you don't have the pellet machine, you just feed it directly. So the next one you are seeing is rice bran, which also contains carbohydrate as well. It contains carbohydrate as well, and then fiber too. So it helps or aids in digestion of the feed that you give to your rabbits. So that's one of the the ingredients we add to this our feed formulation. We call it our special feed formulation in Rabbit Palace. The next one you are seeing is iodinated salt. And you know, salt contains ions, calcium, and sodium, and it is also very necessary. And besides, too, when you add it, it brings some kind of taste. It brings some taste to it, and makes it some an appetizer for them, so that they will enjoy it well. So those are the ingredients we will be mixing together to have our formulated feed for our rabbits. So that's what you are seeing. That's what you are seeing, and we will be mixing them shortly. We'll be mixing them shortly. That's the papaya powder you are looking at like that. So how do you do it? When you take your papaya leaves from the tree, you wash them and then you dry it. Maybe you can dry it a little under the sun, and then you dry the remaining drying. You do it in an enclosed place where it doesn't receive direct sunlight, so that you can still have the green in it when it dries, so that the nutritional composition in it will not be lost. So now we are about mixing. So when you are mixing, you can see that we have laid on the floor a tarpaulin. So make sure that you put something so that you don't end up contaminating the food. Remember, you are going to be feeding it to your rabbits, so you don't want to contaminate it, or you don't even want sun to also enter. You know, it can also lead to worms development in the tummy of the rabbits. So you lay something, a material or something, or a tarpaulin, as you are seeing. Then we are beginning to mix them. So the first one you saw was the wheat bran. The next one we are adding is the millet. The millet mix with the granules. So after adding them, then we will ensure that they are evenly mixed together. So the next item is what you are looking at. So this one is the combination of the maize. This one that is being poured now is the maize. No, that is rather the rice bran being poured in the rice bran. So this in fact, this is highly nutritious. If we look at them, we have about 8 to 9 different ingredients being mixed together. So now we have poured our rice bran. The next we are pouring is our maize mixed with the soya beans. So our yellow corn mixed with soya beans. That's what is being poured into the feed formulation now. So the next one that is coming is our dry fish powder, or fingerlings powder, or what is known in Ghana as Kita schoolboys powder. So that is what is being poured in the mixture right now. This is but nutritious, because the things that are being mixed, and when you look at the nutritional composition, then you know that it is actually highly nutritious for your rabbits. This will aid in their healthy growth, fast growing, and then meat development. Okay, the next one that is being added is the papaya leaves powder, or the pawpaw leaves powder. And like we said, it contains vitamins A, B, C, E, and K, and it is also an antioxidant, and also contains minerals such as phosphorus, iron, potassium, and calcium. Okay, let me not even neglect this one. It also contains magnesium. So the next mixture we are seeing is the salt, an iodinated salt for that matter. And as we all know, salt contains iron for strong bones development, iron and calcium for strong bones development, and then sodium. That's what you are seeing currently on your screen. So one thing too the salt also does is that it makes the feed, the formulated feed, tasty. It makes the formulated feed tasty. So that they cannot but to eat them. They can't resist them as far as it touches their mouth. That is what we are looking at. But also ensure that in the feeding process, you don't overfeed them. Because when they develop fat, if you are breeding them or you are crossing or mating them, you will not be recording pregnancies. So ensure that you don't overfeed them. Feed them the right proportion. Don't overfeed them. Ensure that the quantity you are giving to them on daily basis is controlled so that they don't develop too much fat and you will be struggling to breed them or to cross or mate them. So that's what you are seeing. So now we have poured in all the necessary ingredients in this feed formulation. So the next thing we are now looking at is mixing them. So ensure that when you do like this, you mix them evenly. So ensure that the right proportions too are also put in. So for instance, the wheat bran you saw, that was a 25 kg wheat bran. So you don't put too much quantity of one particular ingredient and the other is less. So you ensure that at least if you are using a 25 kg, then you should know that this is the right proportion of dry fish powder or soya beans I should put inside, or even the salt or the dry papaya leaves powder. So now the mixing is going on. So you see how we are mixing them. So you ensure that they are evenly mixed together. When they are evenly mixed together, you also taste it to see that the salt. You will taste it and then the salt is you can feel the presence of the salt. You can taste the presence of the salt, then that is okay. But if you are tasting and then you don't taste salt at all, then you put in more salt to ensure that it also reflects in the formulation. So you see, we have mixed them. So we are doing the second mixing again. So now you will not be seeing the ingredients separately. You can now not identify that this is a rice bran, this is wheat bran, this is millet or maize or soya beans or groundnut, or even this is papaya powder, leaves powder, or this is salt. You can't differentiate because now they are evenly mixed together. That is what we are looking at. So when they are evenly mixed together, what is left now is you can feed them direct to your rabbits. But if you also have a pellet machine, you can put them and turn them to pellets. Thank you. Do well to subscribe for more educative videos and you know how to run your rabbit farm. Thank you. Bye-bye.